Hello, good morning, welcome back to the fish locker out on the boat. My friend Chris and I are out today for a little bit of a mixed fishing day. We are operating in a very small weather window. It's nice now, but it is not going to be this afternoon. It is also the very last day of the bluefin tuna season for recreational anglers. So we brought the big rods just in case we see any. We've got a gorgeous sunrise over there. The first thing we need to do though is we just need to find some bait. We have got some underneath the boat there. And if you can see here, all of this looks like little pilchards maybe. Pilchards or anchovies. Oh, some scads. Fantastic. Into the live bait they go. As usual, I'll explain all the rods, the rigs, the tactics, everything as we're doing it. We just need to get started.
Too big or a full string, what do you reckon?
Let me get some big ones. Oh yeah. Go by the size of the head shakes, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, there they are, look at that.
Too big still?
Come out.
Slightly better. Oh, too big. One okay, one too big. These horse mackerel, these scat, are quite a bonny looking fish, but they are covered in spines all the way down their lateral line as well. Some of them are a little bit big for what we need. Fortunately, you can bump some of them off, can't you? Oh no, that's not a scad. That's a flipping jumbo of a mackerel.
Oh, close that.
Someone's got to go at that, haven't they? What do you reckon that is? Ridiculous.
This one a little bit too big.
I'm going to really quickly show you something here, and it supports an argument that I've had for quite a while, and it's with people talking about if you touch a mackerel with your bare skin, it will kill it. And I've been saying it's absolute nonsense, and I'll show you why. This mackerel in here that I've just caught is absolutely full of beans. I mean, apart from it being an absolute monster, it has been attacked by what looks like either a taupe or a bonito. It's nearly had its tail bitten off. You just grab hold of it for a second there. Yeah, look. Covered in teeth marks, a massive great bite into there that's healing over. There's a great wound where it's been healing over. And on that side, it's nearly been bitten in half. And yet that fish is still swimming around, well, was swimming around, happy and healthy. So yeah, the myth that if you touch it with your bare skin and put it back that it's going to die, I'm sorry, I don't see any evidence that supports that. That's a flipping big mackerel. Yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous, look.
Yeah.
Nose to 44 centimetre long mackerel. Go on your back. Go left, into the sun. off like a bullet. And the sun's just come up. We have some baits, let's get where we're going. Looking at Chris here untangling this mess. We're heading to an area offshore, about 15 miles offshore, where we'd sighted a lot of tuna a couple of weeks ago. That's the area where we're going to start. On the way there, we have the route that we were taking has brought us alongside of a couple of wrecks. We're just going to have a quick drift over them and have a try. I'm going to drop down with a soft plastic. All my rig is just a 3-way swivel, about 8 or 9 feet of 25-pound fluoro. I'm one of my little Skerry's Pros. I think you're going down with a jig, aren't you?
Try with a jig. Yeah. A 100 gram mustard wingman. Might have to go heavier. I've got one out ready, but we'll try it.
We haven't got very big tides today. They're only small tides. So the method that I'm using, fishing the soft plastics, quite often it isn't as effective on small tides as it is on larger tides. Jigging is quite good. We'll give it a try and we'll find out. Yeah. Usually when you're fishing like what I am, you'd like a drift of a knot to a knot and a half, sometimes up to 2 knots. Currently we're drifting at 0.6 to 0.8 knots, so not very fast at all. Very swell there, isn't it? Just talking about there, this fish that I picked up relatively close to the bottom, close to the wreck. I'm hoping it's not one of them.
It's the only problem with jigging on wrecks. Pick up plenty of these. Literally one bounce and straight into it.
The fish that I've hooked does seem to be banging its head around a bit, rather than diving, which is usually indicative of a bass. What it is. That is a lovely fish to start with. There's the lure right in the corner of his mouth. Yeah, we could tell this, I could say we could tell. We did have a good idea that this was going to be a bass, just by the way that it was fighting on the way up. Because they're all like digging and backing their heads, whereas a pollicle dive down. So yeah, that is a lovely sized bass to start with. Happy with that. We'll go around and give that another go. All them fish did seem to be piled up at the backside of the wreck. I mean, we're still seeing in patches of them here. So instead of doing a really long drift like we were going to, I'll just drop us in on top of where the fish are. We'll give that wreck one more go. I don't mind taking a little bit of fish for the freezer, or a bit of fish for the table at this time of year, because this might be the last time that we go out for 3 weeks. And it's nice to be able to have a little bit of fish stuck away. Oh, fish he's hunting now.
Yeah. Quite a big one, really. Full cod.
Thought this would happen. This is one of the problems about fishing the way that I am on a small tide, is that your line does tangle up like this. It's almost impossible to avoid, just because it's, as you're drifting along with a lot of tide, it keeps your rig all stretched out. Because there isn't a lot of tide today, it falls down on top of itself. Let's go and try another wreck. just lining us up on another wreck. We're about as far offshore as we're going to go. I've seen a couple of signs of tuna and a lot of dolphins. This wreck is actually quite a large wreck. This wreck's about maybe 120 metres long. Hopefully we should get a nice drift on it. Yeah, you can see now that we've come offshore, there is a lot more swell. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about every 6 seconds, and they are the best part of maybe 7 to 8 feet. Oh, well, good clarity out here. Oh, there's a lot of fish on it.
Jesus.
There's a lot of fish on this wreck. We are in best part of, let's call it 88, 90 metres of water. The wreck stands up a couple of metres. We have got maybe 8 to 10 metres of fish on top of that. Don't know what they are yet. It might all be pouted. Fingers crossed it's pollock and bass. Yeah, it might just be pouting.
Let me show you that.
On the smaller tides like this, because there's less current going past, more fish do come out of the wreck. There's a lot of fish there, down to 15 metres. So your fish like your pouting, your whiting, your poor cod, which are usually hiding in the wreck, hiding out of the current, or all up and out swimming around, that might have been what we've just seen. If this is a pouting or a poor cod, then yeah, I'll put that down to be what we see. And dropping down with a jig would just be an instant pouting. We do love the jigs. I don't know if you can see that, there's like a string attached to the bottom of the lure. That is, well, we'll find out in a second if, oh no, it's not jellyfish, it's quite strong. That'll be, they call them a cotton spinner. That's a sea cucumber. Right, we'll go around and try again. I'm going to switch to a longer trace and a slightly different coloured lure. So I'm going to go to a heavier lure.
I'll go to a bigger lure, yeah.
Swell. That was quite a big swell, that one. Yeah, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Just to try and find out if a different length of trace, a different weight of lure, a different colour will bring the fish on. Because there is a lot of fish there, we did see them. I did say this morning that I thought it was going to be a little bit swelly out here. Definitely is. We've got wind and tide together at the minute. When that tide turns, it's going to really get sloppy.
Switched over to a heavier jig. It's 150 grams stagger bod that.
Nicely done.
There you go. There's a stag bod in there. That is my favourite jig, by the way. Yeah. Really nice fish. Took myself.
As expected. We'll go back round and we'll try another part of the wreck. There are fish there, Chris has proved that. We just need to get them out of there. This swell doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make it easy fishing in the wreck, and it also doesn't make it easy bringing them up. Because at one point in time, the fish can be like 10 foot, and then you're raising it 10 foot, and you're gazing it, yeah. Staying tight to it and staying tight to the wreck's difficult. baby grand, like a garden, yeah, stacks of them. Unfortunately, when there's a lot of them down there, there's not much you can. Just come over a different part of the wreck. I've snagged up and lost my gear and Chris hooked into a decent fish. To be honest, this swell makes it very, very difficult. You can be in contact with a fish, and then if you drop down 10 feet into a swell, it gives you enough slack to get into a wreck. That's all that's happened. Is you still got your jig?
I'd feel it great.
I've lost the whole lot. I've lost the leader and everything, so I'm going to be 5 minutes tying all my gear back together. We will probably move off this wreck and go and try another one. Give us time to wriggle our gear back up. It's part and parcel of fishing in a wreck. You are going to lose a bit of gear. It's not bad. It's about 80 metres long, this one. The wind and conditions are picking up as forecast a little bit earlier. We were hoping to get till about 2 o'clock. So yeah, they're 3 hours earlier. First drift's always kind of a sacrificial one. You never know exactly which way you're going to drift. Ideal situation is that you can find a wreck that is orientated in the direction what you're drifting, so you'll drift all the way along it. If it's across the tide, you just drift over it, so you get a really narrow drift. Try this. This one is kind of orientated at kind of a diagonal, so we might get a nice drift. On that last drift, when I snapped off, I lost a bit of braid there, so yeah, I might need to re-spool this one and get on. Do seem to have found quite a nice fish here. Good solid pollock there. There's the lure in his mouth. Yeah. Managed to just skim along the top side of that wreck there, but yeah, we did find the fish. I did miss one or two as well. See, it locked right into the scissors. Missed one or two bites. So yeah, there is some good fish on it. Get this guy in a live bait tank, get it revived, then get it dispatched and bled. How big is yours? Oh, I'll tell you what, I think you've just picked me. We might only get another half an hour of this before these conditions get quite snotty. See, because the swell's picking up all the time. not only does it make it uncomfortable, but it makes the fishing conditions very difficult. I mean, these swells now are increasing in frequency and they're also getting larger. We've been running with wind and tide together. As soon as it turns, you've got wind against tide, it will get a lot more, I don't know how to say it, the swells get a lot sharper. Yeah, it gets a lot more miserable. Yeah, maybe half an hour more of knocking these wrecks out, and then we're going to run off inshore. 15 metres away from the last drift. Fish already on the bottom. Yeah, a long way from the wreck. More pout. It is a very, very clean one, but yeah, not what we're after. The drift has picked up now to 1.7, 1.9, 2.2, 2.1. Try another wreck. At least this way we're going with it.
Oh, it's much nicer going this way.
Surfing. This wreck is laid across the tide, so we're only going to get a really short drift on it. Bumped off a couple of fish. You lose yours into the wreck, did you? Drifting over just the width of the wreck means you come up really sharp and you bumped off a couple of fish, lost a bit of gear. It's not the conditions to fish this one. Try another. It's not uncommon when you're wrecking like this to have to fish 6, 8, 10 wrecks in a day. Just finding the ones that are fishing well. We have seen a couple of signs of tuna. A couple of working birds, but they're, we could end up chasing these all the way to Salcombe. We'll have a run over because they are on the way to the next wreck. There's some birds in front of us. We'll have a look at that and see what's going on. Trying with a couple of wrecks. It's got a bit lumpy now. Try for one more fish, then we'll call it, we'll go back inshore. Go up over a swell, it just pops the fish straight off. Must have lost 4 or 5 fish in these last 2 drifts.
Hook on and a pipe.
Can't keep the bigger fish on the hooks in this swell. Head back inshore now. The conditions have actually improved. I had to put the GoPro away just because it was so rough and wet. Managed to avoid that big rainstorm as well. We have tucked ourselves in on a lee shore, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to gut and fillet these 2 pollock while Chris finishes scaling that bass there. We're doing it in here just because it was absolutely gruesome out there, and we're going to finish tidying down all that carnage. I am absolutely wringing wet from that steam back. I feel like I'm also about 6 inches shorter. Can't do it, can't use my hand properly. This is where I'm struggling with a cold hand, I can't. At this point, I was actually really struggling with the cold with my fingers. My hands were completely numb. So I stopped for 5 minutes, warmed my hands up, and you'll see how much of a difference it made filleting the last pollock.
Jim.
We've divvied up the jobs. Chris is going to start packing down and I'm going to finish filleting the fish. He's going to talk to you about some of the gear that we've got.
Yeah, so all the bars I make myself. I started at the beginning of the season, mainly just because I got a licence, thought, you know what, I'd like to do it myself, see what we can do. And yeah, they've worked really well this season. So I'm going to start selling them in April, May sort of time next year. Yeah, been really successful this year. And look forward to see what people can catch on them next year.
We are just about wrapped up. I have finished all the filleting. The pollock and the bass came off really nice. Chris has put all the bars away. We did end up losing more fish than we'd landed today, but unfortunately sometimes that's just how it is. The swell that we had by the end just made it almost impossible to fish.
Miserable ride homes.
Yeah, the ride home, yeah, I am smashed to pieces and I'm still soaking wet and cold. I hope you enjoyed joining us. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Fish Locker YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos from our adventures just like this one. We upload new videos every Sunday evening, so don't forget to click subscribe and we'll see you on the next one. Let's go.